It's Grammy Day 2018 and people from all over the world will be tuned in to find out who will walk away with the coveted trophies. In the reggae category, J-Bug with Wash House Ting, Common Kings Lost in Paradise, Morgan Heritage with Abracadabra, Chronixx with Chronology, and Jr Gong Marley with Stony Hill.
Your medication makes me high.
Based on the popularity of Chronixx and Jr Gong and the reviews for both their albums, Jamaicans have naturally pit them against each other for the battle of the best reggae album.
In a dancer style.
Chronology, which got a major endorsement from Rolling Stones magazine, who named it one of the 50 best albums of 2017, is Chronixx's first album. In an onstage special earlier this year, Chronixx had this to say.
Like with making this album, especially with the lyrical content, you know, I felt like I had to choose songs that had really meaningful energies, not just in the music, but even in the lyrics and all of them things.
Yes.
Because we make a recording, you know what I mean? And when you create a record, you have to create it as if it's your last chance to make music, you know? So what would I want to say if it was the last thing I could say, you know?
You were speaking your mind in it, I felt.
Yeah.
And I see to myself.
And multi-Grammy award-winning artist Jr Gong, who just received the MOBA Award for Best Reggae Act, had this to say on the Jamrock Cruise about his Stony Hill album.
Received very well so far. I can't complain, although I do know there's a lot more work to put in. We still want to release a few more singles from the album with videos and single promotion behind them. So it's a long road in front of us still in terms of exposing the music as much as we possibly can. Again, so far so good. I'm proud of how the album has been performing so far. Well, Stony Hill is where I grew up, as Jamaican know, but you know, to explain to the world, Stony Hill is a place in Jamaica. It is known as the uptown community, uptown privileged part of town, and that's where I grew up. From I was around 5 years old till I was around 15, you know. So I wanted to pay tribute to my upbringing and also kind of shine some light on the story of the fact that where my family is coming from, for me to be a child who is born and raised in uptown Jamaica is quite an achievement. Yes. And it's something it should be, it's an inspirational story, you know? And just like I said on the album, in one of the songs, and the ghetto dream, I think it's a dream of every person who is living in a rough situation that their kids won't have to endure that.
Shaggy had this to say about the two albums.
Chronixx at this point is clearly the crowd favorite.
Locally
or
locally, internationally?
Locally.
Locally.
Definitely locally is the crowd favorite. I mean, you see him, he packed these concerts. He has a movement going in Jamaica right now. People are feeling it. Gong now has an album that is out, but it will be interesting, it's neck and neck because he has more of that international appeal, obviously.
He's got a bigger global brand.
Yeah, him have a global brand. He's been around there for a while. People know him. He's associated with a very, famous, credible name in reggae music.
It's the most powerful name in reggae.
Yeah.
Marley.
So,
yes.
it's going to be sticky.
While Nicky Z has a clear winner.
I think it's going to be Jr Gong. A lot of people want Chronixx to win because they feel it's time for Chronixx to win. It's time for a non-Marley to win. But if those same people sat down and listened to those two CDs and they saw the actual feedback from the public of the two CDs, they would understand that the bigger album of the two, for me, I'm not going to say for anybody else, was definitely Jr Gong. It had a different variety in the album where the songs were for different types of musical palettes. I never got tired of listening because it was always a different thing raising my ear. So the Chronixx one was off the chain. I listened to it from start to finish, but it's more along the reggae lines. There's not much variation as far, you have the reggae, the lights and stuff like that. But I mean, they're both amazing albums, but for me, if we're gonna talk the Grammys, I still think Jr Gong had the edge musically, not just name brand. Musically for the album.
Don't realize that reggae music is the savior.
Not to be outdone though is Morgan Heritage, who was the 2016 recipient of Best Reggae Album. And the Grammys is known for major upsets, so J-Bug and Common Kings are very much in the game. In just a few hours, we will find out who walks away with the coveted trophy. Stay tuned to Onstage TV's YouTube channel.